Yeah. But yeah, I've been trying to get these videos done since like June 1st. Like literally in my notes, I think that's the day. But I'm kind of glad it took me this long because me trying to make them like so they're not, 30 minutes long and stuff. I'm just gonna break them apart now. But yeah, so this one I was about like my decision to quit dating and trying to go after girls and all that. Um, it's not even like a men go their own way thing because I don't even know anything about that to be honest. But my thing, I feel like it's different. Maybe it's not, but yeah. So I've decided to, I pretty much had given up for a while, but like during the quarantine and whatnot, coronavirus, I just, I just yeah, I just decided that there's really no point. It's not like a big deal anyway. Like no girls ever wanted me in that way that I liked. And I know the big thing that I normally get from dudes right away is like, "Oh man, you like the 10 out of 10s or like the weird blue-haired, purple-haired girls." Well, you gotta go. I'm like, no, like most girls that guys would consider a 10 out of 10 or society or whatever, for the most part, I don't. I'm like I've had multiple instances where I'm in a group of dudes and they're showing me girls on their phones for like 30 to 45 minutes. Like, you don't think she's a 10? You don't think she's a 10? Well, Nico, Nick, Sasuke, what's wrong with you, bro? Like whatever they know me as. They'll be like, wow, you need to do something, and with my eyes or whatever. And I have pretty good eyesight, but anyways, it's just yeah, like most of the girls that I've had a crush on are like guys would say are what they have said, like my friends and a good amount of guys around my college and high school. Um, for the They've pretty much said, and not to be mean, I'm gonna try and be as blunt as possible because that's just kind of how I am. But I mean it in the nicest way too, if that makes sense. But most of the girls that I've had a crush on, guys would say, my friends and whatever would say that they're like a 6.5 to 7 at best. And I have a lot of friends who are girls. So a lot of them, not a lot, a good amount would probably be considered a 9 or a 10. And my friends would be like, you hang out with her at like 2 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m., and you can't talk to her? You're crazy, bro. Or a lot of them have already, not a lot, but some of them have already hooked up or made out, blah, 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 with one of the girls that I had a crush on or that I would want to, to talk to get to know. And they're like, oh man, she's, a guy talk, that'll be a wrap for you, bro. It's easy. She's a freak, blah, 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 whatever. I'm kind of like, it's guy talk, like I get it. But like for me, I'm not really about like talking about people's business. And like, especially if you're not like one of my best friends. But that's another topic for, another thing. And I, but yeah, like, because one of my friends, I forgot if it was a friend or someone else, because I've heard it two different ways, but someone had told me, I think it was like 2 years ago that, or whenever the meteor was around like Russia, they had told me that, hey, bro, or Nico, or whatever, if the meteor hits us, you'll die a kissless virgin. And I was like, that's pretty funny, but I don't really care, to be honest. One of the things that I vehemently disagree with is Shakespeare's quote, "It's better to have loved than not at all." I vehemently disagree with that because I don't see the point of me kissing a girl once or having sex once and then never having it again. I feel like that's so much worse. And like when I do some of my research for like psychology and just for myself and see some of these guys on forums and whatnot that are, incels and nice guys who aren't nice guys. I feel like those are the worst people. Like the guys who claim to be nice but are manipulative, or the guys who claim to be nice and like use it as a crutch and blame all girls and hate women. Like that's so stupid. But yeah, I see those guys on writing stuff like, man, I just want to really have sex. I really want to kiss. It's not fair, Chad, blah, all that stuff. And like in my mind, I'm like, well, if they get it one time and they never get it again, that'll probably drive them crazy. And as I used to be a die-hard hopeless romantic. Like I love sunsets. I go to this farm all the time by my parents' house, and it's literally like right by the river, so you get this amazing, gorgeous, beautiful view of the water, and then like 2 minute walk up, you can see pigs, sheep, um, cattle. There's most of the time deer and rabbits running around too. It's so beautiful. It's so nice. I've always wanted to take a girl there. Never have. Showed the place off to, I showed on like my social media and whatnot. And people are like, oh, that's so amazing. I've only taken 3 guys there, and I know you're about to be like, whoa, dudes, but like, I'm not about to take a random girl, or even like not like it's not a secret location. Like I tell the people where it is, but I'm not about to take like a random girl to a spot that like means so much to me. Yeah. So, and then like a lot of in the beginning when I was posting it, people would be like, mostly dudes, damn, you post this to get the girls, huh, man? The bitches must love this. Dang, okay, man, I need to start doing this. I'm like, no. You will be hard pressed to find anyone that loves sunsets as much as me. Like, they mean so much to me, and I love the animals, and that's like, it's literally so peaceful. Like, people will like send me like, where is this? Like, did you leave Maryland or whatever? It's and it just, oh man, that place is amazing. Like, some of my friends have gone on dates there, and they told me that night has always ended well. So but yeah, it's with going back to the disagreement with Shakespeare. I believe it's worse to have had something and then lost it than to never have it at all. Because all I have right now is like, the fantasy, this self-made scenarios in my mind, and the shit that I've warned people not to do, like stop making the fake scenarios that'll never happen in your head type thing. But that's not reality. If the only way I don't believe in this on this earth, in this reality, that a girl that I would like would ever like me back or find me attractive. I just don't believe it. And so the only way is that a girl that I'm attracted to would ever want to do anything with me is 1, out of pity, 2, for money. I'm not about to spend money. I'm so against that. And pity, I don't care that much. Like, like if you talk to any of my friends, I've always rather wanted to cuddle than have sex. Like, not En. And my friend, I would, rest in peace, Kobe. I would have this like Kobe for cuddles little joke. Like, we'd be shooting a little small basketball in one of my friends' houses, and if I make it, it'd be like cuddles for Kobe and stuff like that. But and it took me so long to realize it. I realized it about like a year ago, maybe a year and a half. I used to think for my entire life that I was so ugly, so hideous. Like, I didn't make any of my own social medias. Literally all my friends made my social media for me, except for TikTok. That was like the first one I ever made from like on my own. And because I just felt too ugly, too hideous to be on it. Like, I didn't feel like, someone as ugly as me should be on social media. But because I don't have a problem making friends, they're like, bro, you're not on social media, blah, blah, blah. And I have so many different types of friends from all, that like so many different things. Like, I hang out with a lot of, athletes, anime lovers, nature lovers, video game. I literally hang out with anyone. Like, as long as you're not a bad person, I don't care. And that's probably why I feel like, I know that it's not gonna happen for me. So it's not that big of a deal either, because I feel like there's so much more to life than girls. And I know I already said that before, but it's just, man, like, as the amount of self-worth people put in like other people, and I've been guilty of this before too, of wanting someone of the like that you want to like you. It's crazy to me, because that's something you have no control over. Like, I thought I was ugly, super ugly for my entire life up until like about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and then I realized, wait a second, I get hella compliments from dudes all the time. Like, I've been working, one of my best friend, my best friend, like, I have 2 like real best friends, and one of them started taking me to the gym. I was playing soccer, but you don't have to be like, it's not football. Like, it's football, but it's not football. And so he started taking me to the gym. He was like, hey bro, you want to come with me? And I was like, I'm down. And what it does for me mentally, like after just 10 minutes into a workout, I feel so much better. I know this is gonna sound a little weird, but I don't understand why a lot of other depressed people like me, who used to self-harm. I mean, I used to self-harm. I don't think it's for me. I mean, it's not really a shock, right? Like, but yeah, whatever. So I used to do that, but when I I've been going to the gym for so long now. Like this coronavirus quarantine has been the longest time that I'd ever not gone to the gym. My gym just opened up like I think a couple weeks ago, and I don't understand why people who are depressed don't go to the gym, because you're still technically self-harming yourself. Like, I know that sounds weird, but like you still feel physical pain. Like if you exert yourself doing the workout, you're gonna feel the pain, you're gonna feel the burn. So I don't understand why, instead of, whatever you do, if you do it, hopefully you don't do it, but whatever you do, like, I don't understand why guys, girls, whoever, just who are in that situation, if you can, go work out. What it does for your mind is so crazy. Like I mean, maybe it's not the effect that it is for, like, as high for me as it is for other people, but like, I've never smoked weed before. I've never done drugs before. The only thing I've done is alcohol. And my friends, they're like, oh man, blah, 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 this the weed or whatever. I'm like, I respectfully decline the offers. But the high I get from the gym, I mean, it's like nothing else. I feel so amazing after like the first 5-10 minutes. Like I can sometimes literally feel like the serotonin, the dopamine and shit moving in my brain. And it just, I mean, I just don't understand why every, super depressed or just depressed, you are self-harmer isn't like, just have a good body, because you should just go to the gym instead of self-harming. And like for me, the only thing that like I was saying, dudes compliment me all the time on my body. Like I don't think it's that, anything special, but I know it's not bad because I go to the gym so often. And I eat like shit, but I'm lactose intolerant and allergic to chocolate, so that limits what I can eat to begin with. And I mean, it's just the amount of guys that I'll have, like, I have dudes who play other sports come up to me and like, hey bro, I want to work out with you. What's your workout routine? I don't even really have one. Like I just go and I, do my own shit. I don't have a routine. I don't take any protein. I don't take anything, like, cause I don't go to the gym to be big. I always tell my friends or people, like, I wouldn't mind giving my body away to someone else because it's done nothing for me. Like physically, this is like the smallest I've been since probably like 2015-ish. And I don't care. And I still get people, like, sometimes I work in Bethesda, and when I'm walking, I had a dude stop and want to take a picture with me. I had a dad run up to me like, damn, like, I thought we were in quarantine. How are you still so jacked, bro? And like, I feel so kind of awkward, and I like, it's cool, like, it's nice, like, obviously, like, I'm thankful for the compliment. I'm like, hey, thanks. And but it's, I guess that's the closest I can get to like feeling what a good looking person feels when they're constantly told like you're so good looking. Because to me, my body, even though I work out a lot, and I work out almost every day when things were normal, it's kind of like, it is what it is for me. Like it almost feels like this is natural, like it's for me, because it's something that I'll probably always do. So that's the closest I get to, like, because to be blunt, I mean, if you're good looking, you probably, it's luck. Like you got born good looking with good genetics and you have an awesome face, which is great. Like obviously, like the Jimmy Garoppolo dude from the 49ers, that's a good looking ass dude, like my God. But he didn't do anything to look like that. His body works out, but like his face, I mean, one of the worst things I've ever done in my life was one of my friends, he's really good looking, he's probably like a 9 out of 10. Like I have some other friends who are 10 out of 10s, and like that's another reason why I'm not mad at, first of all, no one's entitled to like anyone, but especially like with my friends, like what girl would ever choose me over the friends that I have? Like it doesn't make logical sense if you saw some of them. And not all of my friends are 10 out of 10s, but a good amount that I hang out with a lot when things are normal are 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. So like, why would a girl want me over them? Like it doesn't make any sense. I don't ever understand how some of the dudes who don't get girls will complain about Chad or whoever gets all these girls. and it's all down to luck, and then still be angry. Like, if you know that's the reason why are you mad? Like, you know the reason, you can't change it. But yeah, she one of the worst things I did, and I do still kind of feel bad about this. I think this was 2017. He met me at the bar, and we were, I forgot what sport he played, but we had similar friends, and we were talking. He's like, bro, I see you at Epley sometimes. Like, you kill it. Epley's the gym at my university, and I'm like, oh, thanks, bro. And he's talking. He's like, oh, is that your girlfriend? And I'm like, no, she's just my friend. And a lot of my friends, my friends who are girls are good looking too. And so, but wow, he was like, we were talking about that stuff, and then he's like, oh wow, like, we were just talking. He's like, oh, I forgot what he said. He was like, oh, do you think you get more girls than me or something? And I was like, no, I know I don't get any girls. He's like, none. He's like, that's BS and whatnot. Long story short, later on he finds out, like, I tell him I'm a virgin, and he's like, what? Like, there's no way, bro, blah, blah, blah. And then I tell him, like, a short-ish story about, like, because I don't really talk about my feelings. That's why this is already at 16 minutes. But, I tell him, and then it's so hard for, like, someone like him to understand. He's been good looking his entire life. Like, he doesn't get that I've never been given the opportunity to even take a girl out for, like, a $10, $20 Chipotle date. I've never been given the chance. It's hard for someone who, just breathes and gets girls versus someone like me. Like, how can you wrap your mind around that? So I get it. And then he made up this joke. He was like, hey man, like, use my Tinder, pretend to be me. And I had thought, I'd heard of other guys doing that as like a reverse catfish, because it is him. And let's be blunt, most people, especially people under 30, care more about looks than, not when it comes to an actual relationship. I don't think that's true, but like, the starting off and like the beginning and the hooking up and stuff. Well, I mean, I'd love to hear someone have a different opinion on that. But so I was like, all right, let's do it. Like, chose a couple. Two brunettes and a blonde. And so whenever we were hanging out at night, most of the time, because he was doing what he had to do during the day. Obviously, we both have class. He has his stuff. I'm going to the gym. And so most of the time it'd be around like, 4 or 5. I'd go on. And long story short, because it's already at 17 minutes, I had already kind of assumed that, if I was good looking to girls, I'd probably go a lot different. But like, it's always different when it actually happens. Like, thank God my mom doesn't have breast cancer. I know that's completely off topic, but I just found out earlier this week, and and it felt so amazing to hear that, and I was so happy. And but we didn't think it's something that would happen to like, her. And so when it comes to him, when I'd say it was a little over a week, all 3 girls told him, kind of me, that they were falling in love with him. And he was freaking out a little. He's like, bro, like, this is crazy. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I feel so bad. And because technically, it is him. The personality just isn't. And like, I was kind of shocked too. Like, I was like, I didn't expect it to go that well. Like, wow. Like, it was and then he felt so bad for me. I saw him genuinely like shaking. Like, dude, that's so. He was telling me like, bro, that's so fucked up that like, and one of the girls, we would see her out at the bar. She's like, oh, are you guys really good friends? And I was like, wow. Like, it was, he ended up deleting his Tinder and all that. Maybe I'll make a full video on that some other time. But like, obviously, to get more results, I should choose a guy who's like maybe like a 7.5 to 8 instead of just a 9. But I knew it would work. Kind of like, I was 95% sure, like, all right, out of these 3 girls, 2 of them will probably really like me, because it's him. But like, it's different. Like, a guy like him, one of the girls, so it was like, I didn't expect a guy like you to like anime, because he's kind of looks like, just to make things easier, it kind of looks like a Chad. So anime is super popular now. I'll make a video on that, another topic for another video. But and like, I was just, I was being myself. Like, I was just being myself. I love so many different things. They were all like, oh man, like, that's so cool. Like, I've always wanted to, oh wow, like, I'd love to go there, blah, blah, blah. And like, oh, you love Sunset Stone, blah. And I was just like, I felt bad a little bit, but ended up deleting it, and I think he transferred the next semester. So hopefully, they just found other dudes. But yeah, like I wasn't expecting it to go that well. And then I have I showed my roommate this the other day because we were talking about it. I have a dude or had a dude offer me 1,300 to 1,500, so like 1,300 to $1,500 a day to hang out with him. Kind of like how Lou Williams went to the strip club to get wings, and like I was like, it just doesn't add up. I have the Carfax in here. Like I showed him the messages of when this happened. I think it was 2017, and it was a dude who worked at one of the restaurants around my area, and I was like, why does a guy want to give me $1,500 a day to hang out with him? But I can't get a girl who a lot of my friends say, they've either had hooked up with or could get super easily to, give me the chance to go get, some Chipotle or whatever and stamp, our student where there's a lot of food options or anywhere like, just the opportunity. Like it's so it was so confusing for me. But then I realized, oh, dudes. I had this gay dude one time come up to me at the bar. I was with two of my friends. They were both really gorgeous. So I was like, oh, he's probably going to go after one of them. And most of the time, I think it was like 2017, 2018, when I would be with those two, I'd always have a dude be like, hey, which one's your girl, bro? Like, I don't want to be disrespectful. I'd go after either one. And I'm like, hey, man, neither one, or I can introduce you. But so I'm thinking he's going up to them. He came up to me. I'm like, ain't no way, man. Like, I don't get it. Like, I thought gay dudes were supposed to like good-looking guys. I thought, guys who get offered $1,500 or at lowest $1,300 to hang out. The funniest part was it wasn't anything that I would have to have done to him. It's what he wanted to do to me. Like, to be blunt, he offered me $1,300 to $1,500 every time we hung out if I would let him give me a blowjob. I have the Carfax in here. Like, I might make a video on that. Like, my roommate was like, you should make a video on that. I showed one of my best friends that, and he was just cracking up laughing because he's seeing like me respectfully like declining it, and he was like, oh, this would only happen to you, bro. And I mean, it's just so funny because like it just, I always say you should never base things off of outliers. I'm an outlier to the fact, like, as often as I've gone out, as social as I am, as many people as I know, as, mediocre as my standards are, as what a lot of my friends have said, the fact that I showed haven't had my first kiss, it doesn't really bother me. It's just kind of more funny. Like, it's like, dang, like, you would have just expected it would have happened by accident by now. And those Disney Channel movies when I was younger, it fucked me up, man. Like, I was a hopeless romantic for so long. I don't even really, like, for me myself, believe in love for myself. Like, my parents have been married for like 25 plus years. I see some of my other friends, see other people. I know love is real, but like for me, it's just not something I ever could see happening. But and because I'm a giver, like I love to give, and like I don't have anyone to give anything to, so I buy a lot of stuff for my parents, and not a lot, but like a decent amount. My mom hates when I spend money on her. I bought some stuff for my parents over there, and it was and I don't have, I've never had anyone to do that with, and like I kind of feel like yeah, anyway, with going back to one of my best friends, in 2018 we were gonna go to Miami, and like we were kind of planning it, and he was like, hey man, like I don't think I have the money to do it, and I had offered to pay for his ticket and some of his food and stuff. And he had some money, like he could have bought some of the alcohol and like some things, but he had just had a girlfriend like from Valentine's Day, and spring break is obviously in March, or not obviously, I guess for my school it's the endish of March, so I remember I offered him that, and then I realized he was like, it's he said he really appreciated it, and thanks so much. But like, then we kind of figured, it's like this dude gets girls by breathing, just by standing still. Like, we would be talking about fantasy football at like the bar, and some girl would literally just walk up to him and start grinding on him, or like, tap him and like, want to make out with him. This is before he had the girlfriend. He doesn't cheat. He's an awesome guy, which I'm so happy for. Like, I always love it when like my really good looking friends are awesome people, because I know I don't blame good looking people as much as probably some other people would for not being the nicest people, because you've been worshipped your entire life, especially in our generations, like this social media stuff. You have people, I know high schoolers who date people across the country, across the world, like, and when that happened, one of my friends, she was dating some dude in like, I think Norway, when we were in high school. I'm like, it's crazy. Like, it's there's just so many options that are actually available because of this phone and social media. And but it didn't make much sense to pay for all that stuff for a guy to go to spring break in Miami when he gets girls with literally no effort to, it wouldn't even be that fun for him, because then he had to constantly be rejecting these girls, and if he slips up once, he messes up what was a good relationship at the time. So yeah, like I realized that afterwards. It was like, yeah, like why would he why would he want to go to Miami? Why would he want me to, he probably would, he's really good guy, so he probably would feel extra bad that, I'm spending all this money on him, and he can't really enjoy it because, he was in a relationship, and he actually, cared about his relationship. And but yeah, this is already at, I said I didn't want this to be 30 minutes. We're already almost at 30 minutes. But I guess the last thing I'll do is like, yeah, one of my, this will be the last one for this part one. One of my friends, he looks like one of my best friends in like, I think it was 2017. Yeah, like I think it was end of 2016, beginning of 2017. Looks like Cristiano Ronaldo mostly, and then like some James Rodriguez. And if you know soccer, I mean, you probably already know who Ronaldo is. Everyone knows who he is. But James Rodriguez is another good-looking dude too, and he kind of looks like 80% Ronaldo, like 15% James, and then like 5% is just him. So he would get so many girls. I mean, just even more than any dude I've ever met in person. Like and he is such a good guy, such an awesome dude, and it would be so funny because he would literally hook up and then 45 minutes later come back and hang out with me. And he didn't believe I was a virgin for the longest time, until like one of my other friends were like, we gotta get your virginity lost this semester, bro. And he was, I'll never forget, he was like, you're really a virgin? And he was like, I thought you were joking, Nico. And I was like, no, bro, I haven't even had my first kiss yet. And he was so mind blown. And to me, it was kind of funny. I was like, I can't believe a guy this good looking thinks that I get girls. And but then going back to what I realized, I was like, oh, like guys don't find me ugly. I mean, I get so many compliments. I don't even think like I said before, I don't think my body's anything special, but I mean, for having worked out consistently for like 7-ish years probably, give or take, outside of the quarantine and coronavirus, it's just a part of what happens with working out. Like, yeah. See, like, it's even awkward for me to talk about it because I'm not used to compliments. And, well, from guys I am. But I'm not used to talking about, like, getting compliments. But, yeah, this is long enough for, like, the part one. I do feel like, you can still have fun without, being in a relationship. I've had tons of fun. But the people I feel most bad for are my parents. Because, like, I know, they know how I am, and obviously more than most people, or more than probably everyone, because I kind of still keep a lot to myself, but because I am a giver, and with no one, I've never had anyone to give to. And my parents, I think my parents and some of my friends have probably thought I was like gay or bi for a while, And I'm like, no, I just get rejected so often. And like my parents have even said, like, when I was super stressed out, when I was talking about like, high school or college, they would literally say, being in a relationship or making out or having sex helps with that. Having someone to, a girl. I think at that time they were saying someone, because I don't think they thought that I was like fully straight. And I was like, no, I am. I just get rejected that much. And I don't keep count. I think that's kind of weird. It's probably easily over 100, but yeah, it's not a big deal to me. Like, no one's entitled to anyone, and yeah, I'm probably end it at that because it's at 30 minutes still. It's just because I'm like not used to doing this. So like for me, it's even with writing some of the stuff out, it's just I don't have. I've never done this. Yeah, sorry. I hope you guys are staying safe and having as awesome a summer as you can with what's going on, and have a nice night or day.